Guys, and welcome to the latest playthrough, which is, as you can see there, it just flashed up saying it's Broken Sword, the Smoking Mirror. Mainly I've done this one because I played through the first one, if any of you have watched it, so I thought, well, why not add some closure to the PlayStation 1 anyway, and play through the second one and get that one done as well before I move on to a different kind of a game. I mean, I've been playing Castlevania Circle of the Moon as well for the Game Boy Advance, but I wanted to take a little break from that and do something else, so I thought, why not do this, because this one, it just kept coming up and bugging me, thinking, oh, should I do that, should I follow it on? So I thought, well, why not get it out of the way, and then I can focus on some other great either PS1 or PS2 games, or even other games, original Xbox. And I could even start a Dreamcast game. I'm not too sure yet. That's Crave. So the Broken Sword saga continues. This is another game I have great memories of. Made by Revolution. Made some classic games. Point and click games. We're starting off in the jungle. And a kind of Aztec or Mayan pyramid. As this one, rather than being a European myth, it's a South American one this time.
Looks pretty creepy. I'd been away from Paris and hadn't seen Nico for nearly 6 months. I wanted to celebrate our reunion, but she had other plans. An appointment with an archaeologist. Something to do with a Mayan stone she came across while researching a story.
Well, it doesn't look good
The guy
for a
who
start.
answered the door didn't look much like an archaeologist to me. I had a bad feeling.
It's kind of like Danny Trejo. Oh, Judge, you've been coshed. You've been accosted. And the old sleeping dart for Nico. Those pesky South Americans. Well, I just think on the bonus side that could be a radioactive spider, Judge. You could gain some neat new powers. Did I pull out the heart? That was the quickest pulling out of a heart after cutting open a chest I've ever seen. Okay, don't panic, Judge. So we're thrusted into the game in a bit of an Indiana Jones kind of a moment.
There were only 3 things I didn't like about spiders. The way they looked, the way they moved, and the fact that they lived on the same planet as me. This spider was big, mean, and hairy, and definitely not a native of Europe.
Well, the only thing nearby to us is the bookshelf.
I glanced over the books, vaguely hoping to find a copy of How to Deal with Poisonous Spiders While Tied to a Chair.
That would be useful.
Luck. But I noticed one corner of the bookcase was supported by a loose block of wood.
Boom!
Maybe I'd been a little heavy-handed, but it was a question of survival. Of course, I was still tied to a chair in a burning house with no means of escape.
It's got kind of like alien blood.
Yellow pus was seeping from below the bookcase. That spider was very squashed. I wasn't touching that spider goo.
It might be useful.
The bookcase had been anchored to the wall by a protruding metal bracket. It had sheared off as the bookcase had fallen, leaving a jagged edge.
And that's our way to freedom. So George has got himself a new set of claws for this game. Not very similar to the one.
Our hero was free. Now I had to deal with that fire.
So
The rope was shredded and no possible use to me.
so the game's a little bit different. I had a little bit of a playthrough on it last
The rope
night,
was shredded and no possible use to
but
me.
I think I made the first video just a little bit too long, so I'm coming back to this one. I didn't get far into the game though.
Inside, I found a bottle of tequila.
Tequila, it makes me
Normally,
happy.
I didn't drink strong spirits, but today was far from normal. Disgusting. Not only did the tequila burn like hell, I just managed to stop myself from swallowing the worm.
I'm not a big fan of tequila.
There was something short, fleshy, and gross on the carpet. It was the worm from the bottle of tequila.
Oh, I got it.
It was that itsy-bitsy tequila worm. I really must remember to take it out of my pants before I send them to the laundry.
Yep. Well, we'll check the thing, because this is a bit I missed in the first
The door
playthrough.
was a small decorated pot.
You find a pot in here, which helps at a later stage. You look at the pot,
The pot contained a key.
so you found a key. Now we'll look.
It was Nico's bag.
We'll rifle through Nico's handbag while she's not here.
It was a stylish little canvas number containing a lipstick, a handwritten note, and a pair of nylon panties with a large love heart emblazoned across the front. It occurred to me that Nico's tastes must have really changed while I was away. Well, they could be useful.
You never know when women's panties might come useful.
It was a needle-sharp dart with a flight of green and yellow feathers.
And we'll take the dart. That must be the dart that knocked Nico out.
That dart was sharper than a mosquito's business end, but this didn't deter me from getting it anyway.
So the storyline of this one, he'd not seen Nico for 6 months.
The bars attached to the window
I think
would
it was,
prevent
or
anyone
several
getting
months.
in. They also stopped me from getting out.
You can look at that portrait, but it doesn't really do anything. So to show you, might as well show you.
Nice couple.
And that's about it. That's just the owner of the house and his former wife, who is now deceased, but that's for later on in the game.
It was the box that spider had crawled from. I wasn't going to touch the box after that spider had been inside it.
It's a bit squeamish.
It was a soda fountain, perfect for mixing with drinks or squirting at clowns.
So we got a water thing.
There was no pressure in the siphon. I guess it was out of gas.
So the problem now is this cupboard.
The cabinet was locked.
And we've got the only thing that'll probably open it is this dart. So I use this dart and it happened to be the right thing to do straight away. It's like with this, we're playing these two games.
Something blew the doors open. Inside the cabinet was a small metal object, round at one end with a valve at the other. I couldn't think of a use for a burst cylinder.
We're playing through both of these two games before. If you've watched the other playthrough, like I said, some of this stuff is kind of from memory.
It was a small metal cylinder.
And there's a metal cylinder here which you can't pick up due to being
It was
hot.
hot. I couldn't pick it up with my bare hands.
So you use the panties. Actually come in use straight away.
The panties I'd found in Nico's bag were just what I needed to wrap around the hot cylinder.
And he's now wrapping a pair of panties around his hot cylinder. And proceed to put the cylinder into the water fountain.
The cylinder gave out a faint hiss as the valve opened. Huh?
Well, it works.
Now I had one primed up and ready to use extinguisher.
And you've cleaned your face. So put out the fire. Would be a good idea.
With a well-aimed squirt of his soda fountain, our unshakable hero saved the day. Now it was time to start looking for Nico.
Alright, so we've opened that now. And time for George to take no prisoners.
Myself on that red-hot doorknob, and it wasn't the time for subtlety.
Go on, karate action, George. So you come down the stairs, you've got an
It was a folded clipping taken from a newspaper.
you can take the
I found a
newspaper.
piece of newspaper folded in two. It referred to a forthcoming eclipse of the sun. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be visible from Europe. The best place to view the eclipse would be Mexico.
And something I kind of worked out earlier.
The phone was no use to me. Apart from Nico, there was no one in Paris I wanted to call.
So the next part of the problem is, which of yet I haven't found a quick button to get to the items. I'll have to have a look. Is you've got to look at this item.
I guess I had no business reading the note, but I figured it might give me a clue to what Nico was involved in. It was from Andre Lobineau, the history student Nico had known at college. The letter was sentimental mush, and revealed that the exotic lingerie, as he called it, was a gift from him. It gave his telephone number. Lobineau figured himself as a rival for Nico's affections, but I couldn't believe that that creep was in the running.
Yeah, Andre Lobineau is a character that was in the first game as well. As kind of a little rival to Nico's affections back then. And he's just an annoyance to George. He doesn't really like him too much. So you have to go ahead and ring him to progress the story.
Him, Lobineau might be my only hope of finding Nico. Hi, Andre?
Who is this?
It's George Stobart, Nico's boyfriend.
Don't you mean ex-boyfriend?
Look, I didn't call you just to pick a fight. I
So-
need to talk to you about Nico.
Can't you accept she's just not interested in you?
Listen, Andre, we need to talk. Nico's life depends on it.
Okay. You remember the cafe at Montfaucon?
Sure. Andre? You'd better show, you creep. I felt an irrational urge to wipe my ear.
What a douche. Well, he's the only lead we've got at the moment, so we're going to have to talk to that guy. But I think I'll leave that for the next video, while we go out here and into the wide world of Paris to start another great Broken Sword adventure. That's all I've got time for this time though, so catch me on the next video. See you later.